Hello, hello, magical mamas. Good morning. It is Wilderness Wednesday. And what are you doing to connect with nature today? What do you get to do to be in the wild and connect today? I don't know if you can see it. Maybe a little. My daughter scratched my lip on accident this morning, so sorry. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Please share in the comments how you're doing today. Say hello. Let me know that you're here with me. So last night, as I was laying down and putting the kids to bed, which we're now doing an early bedtime again. It transitions so beautifully. Yesterday, I was at the creek with a friend, and 3 o'clock rolled around, and I went, "We're going, we've got to go." And it was like, even though we were having fun, and I wanted to stay in that moment because I was excited for it, when I listened within, I went, no, this is what gets us off track. So I gathered up the stuff and we left, and we're home by 3:30. I made dinner. And then the kids were tired. Hello, Lonice. The kids were tired, so they didn't want to take their evening walk last night. Oh, I've got marker on my finger because we've been crafting all morning. But I let myself get out of my new exciting evening walk on day 2. So anyway, by the time, hey Laura, by the time we were heading down to bed, they were like full of wiggles, and I went, man, why didn't I do my evening walk? I completely sabotaged myself. So instead of beating myself up, I went, you know what? Let's go a little deeper. Because I know that if we don't go on the evening walk, there's a chance that I'll get really frustrated because they have more wiggles. And I've been getting really weird thoughts. I'm sure you guys get these thoughts too, where like you get so frustrated that you like think about just grabbing your child and holding them down and go to sleep. You know what? Those are the thoughts that I'm like, those are not my thoughts. Where is this monster coming from, right? Like, please share that you've had thoughts where you're like, you look at your child and you're like, man, I could just strangle you right now. And you feel it like in your body. Hey, Krista, do you ever get those thoughts? Am I the only one that has these crazy thoughts of like control and, dominance? I don't know. So if I'm just like the wacko that, let me know. Go, no, you're totally a wacko. I won't get hurt. So, but anyway, I had these thoughts. I was laying down and my daughter started getting all wild, and I was like, I could just hold her down in my mind. And I'm like, ew, who is saying this in my head? Just said, I'm going to strangle you. Yes. And it's like, who is this? This is not me. This is not who I am as I vision myself. This is not who I am as I want to be in my magical life. This monster gets to leave. So, of course, once I recognized that it wasn't me, oh my gosh, I began to visualize the monster that it was. And it was like this slimy, slippery, black, snake-like thing that like I could actually see him like crawling through my thoughts. Right? So it helps when you recognize a behavior or a thought process that you're no longer willing to accept. It's fantastic to put a visual to it. So visualize what it smells like, what it feels like, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it tastes like. Sometimes you can get a taste like trash or compost, or you can taste metal. Really get as much visualization as you can from it. And I did. And because I'd been killing so many monsters and I've been diving deep so regularly, I think, I'm up to like 12. I've killed 12 of my monsters in my brain. Hey, Jessica. And if you're having things, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like things aren't flowing, so I'll finish that thought. So I did that. What I did, oh my gosh, it was so like, ugh. Usually when I kill a monster, it's from like far away. I like zap it with laser beams and I kill it, and the ashes I suck up into like a space vacuum and it goes into a black hole never to be seen again. But this time, I saw myself like taking a knife and peeling the skin off of it, and like every time it had made me feel like I wanted to hurt somebody, I was able to pour all of that into the killing of this monster in my thoughts. And it was really healing. Like, I cannot believe you made me think that I wanted to hurt my own child, and I like peeled its skin off with a knife, and it was so graphic. And I'm telling you this because sometimes in our lives we need to get a little bit deeper. We need to step into and see what's really causing this dark thoughts within our brain, right? Why not? Why not pour all of that disgustingness into the process to actually fully feel it doing something that is healing rather than constantly hiding it? I used to hide from the darkness. I used to hide from my thoughts. I'm like, I don't have those thoughts. I don't. Hey, Gail. I used to think like, no, that's not me. I don't have those weird, creepy, dominating, gross thoughts, you know? And that was part of me having to get to a place where I can share that truth of like, man, I have felt like just smacking my kids sometimes. And yet, thank goodness I have like the self-control to refrain from doing that. And maybe I just like pick them up more harshly than is really necessary. You know what I mean? Like, we've all been in those spaces where we're like, I'm not going to hit you, but I'm going to pick you up really rough and set you down, right? And that's where this monster was really controlling me. And I went, how dare you? How dare you, you evil, malicious monster in my thoughts, take control of me like that? You are not allowed to do that. So I poured all of that into the death of this monster, and really felt a healing. And I woke up this morning with more energy than I've had, more loving thoughts towards my kids than I've had. And I went to go do yoga this morning because I do yoga right when I pop up. And I think my 16 and 40-second yoga video that I was watching this morning got interrupted about 19 times. And on most mornings, when that happens, or on some mornings when that happens, I get so frustrated, right? I'm like, leave me alone. I'm trying to do yoga. And it's like, well, that's not the point of yoga. The point of yoga is for me to be present, feel in my body. And this morning it just didn't happen. It literally, I felt a huge shift going on in my brain. And, if, you know, I'm hoping that you guys can resonate with this, that, you know, you can feel like, oh, okay, I've made mistakes, or, you know, things like that. It happens. But creating a picture in your mind of like, who is actually doing that? Who is actually the one who's controlling these thoughts, allowing me and making me think that I don't love my kids, or my kids cannot be loved unconditionally? So, that's the kind of the big breakthrough that I had last night. And then I was realizing over the past couple days, while this monster was kind of growing, my energy level had been really low. On Monday, I let my kids watch TV all day, or watch like Netflix all day. For the first time in 2 months, they hadn't watched a single show in 2 months. And on Monday, I just went, I'm working on my business all day. I'm going to write emails, going to create some stuff, and you guys could just watch shows all day. When I feel negative, I almost feel like I'm viewing myself. Yes, who is this? Yes, and that's when the monster takes over. That's exactly it, Krista. That's exactly it. And in those moments, we can kind of literally see the monster taking over our thoughts, those belief systems and the things that we've been trained to do through culture. I love that description. Thank you. And And then yesterday I created some things after they went to bed, but my energy has been really low. And so acknowledging if there's not a particular part or there's not a certain moon cycle that's causing your lowness, look into your mind. Often when we're ready to heal something, it will be revealed, and the lower we feel, we'll start getting pulled into it more and more. And when you're, I love that, one of the moms shared, one of the moms shared that she was getting really influenced by the other people in her home's emotions. I was with somebody yesterday that realized that. This is a big awareness in the 30-day challenge of being aware that you are being ruled by other people's emotions. And so it's all in our thoughts. When we allow ourselves to go a little bit deeper and see the darkness. Hey, Monica, we were just talking about how there's a bunch of women doing the challenge. I'm so glad you're here. A bunch of women doing the challenge who are being ruled by other people's emotions. I've gotten like 5 people saying that. So I just find that amazing that people are getting these big awarenesses and ahas about the fact that they are being ruled by outside forces. And this is where we need to go into our own brains and say which monster is allowing ourselves to be ruled like this. And if it's not a monster, maybe you can visualize what you feel. How old do you feel when you're being ruled by other people's emotions? A lot of times it's an inner child aspect, not so much a monster. So seeing where, just tapping in. Does it feel like darkness, or do you feel really little? Two big shifts. That could be a monster sabotaging and ruling and creating dominance and control and nastiness and pushing away love. Or you could feel really little, and that could be an inner child that actually needs some healing and some help. Both of those aspects. So I've opened up. I pulled out. I did have on my site a year-long mentorship, one-on-one with me. And I know a lot of women were really hesitant about it. So I'm opening up just monthly. So like if you want to pay for monthly, but I have, hey Amanda, I have weekly one-on-one spaces, bi-weekly one-on-one spaces, and then monthly, once a month, one-on-one spaces available. I'm doing for $100 a session. So it's either, $400 a month or $200 or $100 a month. I just wanted to throw that out there because I know a lot of women are, as you're starting to go deeper into this work, you're saying, okay, this is great. And I'm getting really deep. What do I do with all of this now? If you just want a once a month, or just to do it one time this month, I now have that availability open. I know a lot of women were really kind of trying to figure out what I was offering, and sorry, I've been trying to make it clear and I haven't been. So, and then there's still the sisterhood, which gathers in a group setting twice a month. And then if, you're really wanting to dive really deep, I've got the Vim experience, which is like a full day of going through your whole daily, weekly, or daily, monthly, yearly rhythm and really creating it to be a roadmap for your magical life. Wanted to get that out of the way. PM me or message me if that's something that you're interested in talking about more. All right. So with the monsters and with the thought process, a lot of times it can create a type of laziness, or it can create a type of controlling. There's usually these kind of thoughts and these behaviors that go along with things that we're ready to work on. And I know that through this 30-day challenge, a lot of women are starting to become aware of these behavioral aspects, not with their children, but with ourselves. Oh, wow, around 11 a.m. I get really frustrated. It's not my kids freaking out on me. That happens after I get frustrated, right? So with this new awareness, it's really kind of exciting to see what do I need? So often we're focused on trying to help our children's behavior, but really all we can control is our own behavior. And from that point, then we can help guide, be of assistance, be of support, so that our children can thrive, right? Rather than trying to control and dominate their behavior, we can actually just help heal our own behavior, and it's going to help heal our entire, everybody around us. So, I was setting my kids up with shows the past 2 days, and I went, I don't like that. I've purposely for the past 2 months not had any shows in the house or media. Why am I choosing this laziness? What is going on? It didn't feel like a break for me. It really felt like I was pushing them away. So just to be clear, I'm not against, if your kids can do media, awesome. My kids don't do well with media. They actually have more breakdowns. They're very emotional. So anyway, it was like a reminder of oh, that's why we don't do media, because it actually makes the whole house break down. And so this morning I woke up, I went into our craft bin and I got out a ton of crafts and markers, and we started making these wooden ring necklaces, and I went, there it is. There it is. I feel very similar with media for us. Yes, and sometimes it's like this go-to that we get trapped in. Look at a monster. Look at somebody who's sabotaging the connection with your kids, and visualize what that monster would look like that wants to pull you away from your kids, thinking that other things are more important, or that, you just need more time, and all those kinds of things. Create a monster around that, and then kill that monster. Make sure it gets sucked into a vacuum of a black hole somewhere, and then invite in either your higher self or your money honey. If you want more information about this, I would love to chat with you about it. There is a book called Financial Alchemy by Morgana Ray. She does not go through this process in that book. Just so you're aware, her financial year-long book is really just about keeping track of your year with goals and things like this. She does not lead you through the Money Honey and Money Monster process in that book. I've taken some programs and things from her that have led me through this. Can I help you? What, love? Yes, I don't want you touching it. It is very stingy. So somebody else, Laura, that's something I notice is media is not good for us because it's made us lazy. Yes. And I mean, when we want to create our magical lives, I don't see in my magical life me sitting in front of the computer all day. That for me is not my magical life. My magical life is I see myself at the lake playing all day. I see myself at the beach. I see myself camping. I see myself in Hawaii. I see myself on phone calls. I see myself one-on-one connecting with women at the spa. I see being in front of a computer or watching a show is not something I visualize when I see the magic of life, right? And yet some people do. Some people really find enjoyment in it. My husband really finds enjoyment in playing video games. Please go ask him again, Zion. And so with that, just imagine what your life looks like and start making that happen. So I have to let you know that that's really how this Facebook Live came about. I went, okay, my life is not, I'm not serving, I'm not giving, it's not feeling like I really want it to feel. How can I change that? And so I started visualizing, what would I be doing if I was already living full board in my magical life? I'm I would be connecting with my tribe almost every day. I would be on, really giving and sharing so much more than I am, but I have to wait until, this, or I can't do it because of this. And I went, what? That's what I have right now. I have the time to give exponentially. So create that space right now. And so that's really how this Facebook Live came about, was me saying, I want to start my day off by giving. I want to start my day off by allowing that connection with you, my tribe, to happen each morning, because that's where my heart is. My heart is in creating connection with my kids and being there with my kids, and then creating connection with you. I mean, that's, what else am I doing this for, right? I'm not doing it to sit behind my computer screen and pretend to have a business while making a website that nobody's gonna see. That is not why I'm doing any of this. Like, and yet for the previous years that I've been doing this business, that's exactly how I was acting. It was like, well, once people know about me, then they're going to see this website, and I've got to sit here and create a bunch of stuff for that. So, Skyen, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Hi. So that's really, start doing what it is that you want to be doing, and stop saying, well, I can't do it until. Because that's that laziness coming in. That's the monster. So go and kill some monsters. If you want one-on-one support with this, I would love to help you figure out if it's a inner child that needs to be listened to and given a new role, or if it's a money monster or a monster. I call them dragons as well. If it's something that actually is coming from outside of us, a belief that we've been given, or things like that. So I would love to support you. I will be creating a link so that you guys can sign up for that one-on-one sessions if you guys want them. And I've got little ones that are surrounding me that now need my attention. Good morning. Can you say good morning? No? Okay. So I love you all. Yeah, procrastination is definitely a monster. I don't see that as an inner child. I see procrastination, Amanda, as definitely a money monster that needs to be slain. That's definitely something, a belief that's keeping us small. Absolutely. That's a huge one. So allowing ourselves to get into motion. And this, if you are, I love human design. This is not us pushing things out there. This is giving people things to respond to. This is allowing the flow and life to happen. This is us putting ourselves out there in a way that we're just inviting people. Most of us are probably not manifestors. Most of us are generators, and our goal is to respond. So listen to people. Allow yourself to receive guidance from outside of yourselves. Allow the women and the people to come into your lives that are supposed to be coming into your lives, and go with that flow. So I love you, and I am so grateful. Thank you for all the hearts, Monica. That makes me I love it. So thank you. She was popping a bunch of hearts. Look at, there's a thumbs up. Isn't that so fun? And then you can see people, they like thumbs up or hearts. Sometimes there's a laughing face. Oh, see, there's a heart. She gave you a heart. Krista gave you a heart. Oh, look at all the hearts. I love it. Oh, Amanda gave you a heart. There's a laughing face from Krista. Yeah. Isn't that fun? So, thank you, ladies. Oh, there's Laura. She gave you a heart. I love it. Thank you, ladies. That makes it so fun. So you guys have such a blessed and magical day. Please take a picture of your calendar. I will go inside and take a picture of my calendar. That way we can make sure that we're keeping each other accountable. I know that quite a few ladies are just joining in today for day one. Welcome to day one. Take a picture of your first day, of your calendar, and or your notebook. And let's support each other. Let's create our magical lives, because the world needs us to be magical. And the world wants us to have the lives that we truly, truly desire. All right. Bye-bye. You want to say bye-bye? Oh, he's chewing on a balloon. Bye-bye.